What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Hello Love podcast. I will be your host today for this episode, Jasmine Cory. I am an author. I am a community creator. I am a content creator. And I have the pleasure of capturing the man behind this wonderful podcast that you all have gotten to enjoy over this last season. The man, the myth, the legend, Coach Coide. Everyone give it up for Coach Coide.
The legend.
The legend.
All right, the legend.
So as you all know, we have concluded this season, the first season of the Hello Love podcast. And we thought it would be a really cool idea to go ahead and just capture who is this man that came up with this amazing idea, the man who decided to create a space for people to be vulnerable, for people to share their stories and their testimonies. Who is this man? How did he get here? And his why, right? So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and allow Coach Coide to introduce himself. Coide, who are you? And how do we get here?
Wow. How do we get here? Long story short, just being obedient to God. Those of you who have followed me for quite some time know I've had a previous podcast that was doing fairly well. I think it was a very different atmosphere and uniquely different, I guess, group of material, I guess, that you guys would have been traditionally used to hearing. We were talking about many topics that might not have always been of God.
The holiest
conversations. But I thank God for that season as well, because it just showed me, where I am and where I'm supposed to be. So who is Coide? Coach Coide is a man of God.
Hallelujah.
First and foremost. It's not always easy staying in a man of God, but hey, I feel like if I put that at the forefront of everything, then, everything else will be a lot more easier. I'm a son, like many of us are. I'm a friend, a brother. I'm an everyday 9-to-5 working man.
Regular, smegular.
Regular.
What they said?
You gonna do too much on that. Too much on that regular degular now. But that's just who Coach Coide is, or who DeCoide is. I just love being able to put together opportunities like this to bring people to the forefront, their stories, their testimonies, their business, their ministries, all of that stuff, because y'all matter too.
Absolutely.
Everybody matters.
Absolutely. And we thank you for that, right? We thank you for giving us this space. We thank you for being obedient to God. We thank you for answering the call.
Amen.
We thank you for answering the call. We know the Bible says many are called and few are chosen. And because of your obedience, everyone on this podcast will be blessed, right? Has already started being blessed, has already started to see the favor that's poured out just from you answering the call. And everyone who watches this as well. We pray and hope that your life is blessed and enhanced, and you also can get to see the favor of God just off of the residue of this amazing man of God and his obedience. So with that being said, let's talk about how we got here, right? How was Hello Love birthed? What ideas or what's the story behind the why you decided to not only just create a podcast, because you said you've done that before,
right?
But this one's different, right? This one's different. The content of it is different. You are different. The people you're wanting to reach are different. How do we get here?
How do we get here? A man that goes by the name of Apostle Dwight Buckner
Clock it,
Jr.
y'all. So fast.
We always talk about Generation Hope Church.
Absolutely.
That's my church home.
Absolutely.
I attended the church. Apostle Dwight gave me a word about a podcast, TV form based environment for people to kind of come and share their stories and their testimonies. I really didn't want to have anything else to do with a podcast because I knew the process, the setup, the breakdown, the editing, the fact that, you got to have guests, you got to have topics.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're the host, you had, I know what it was like to be, I guess, quote unquote, in the world to do this. And I knew because I knew I was called to do it. So I think being of the world and doing it, it was a lot easier. Let me put it like that. It was a lot easier because I didn't have there was no filter when it came to what I could and what I couldn't talk about, or what I should and shouldn't talk about, put it like that. And in that process, Pastor Dwight gave me that word. I came here. Excuse me, y'all. Water and drink out my Hello Love cup.
Got a little tickle in your throat.
Mm-hmm.
The Holy Spirit stirring up.
Yeah, stirring up over
Stirring
here.
up.
I put a cough drop in my water. By accident, actually. But that might be a deal right there. But yeah, like that's kind of how it started. I'm a very intentional. I'm in a very intentional season in my life right now. So I think I challenged myself more than anything with this particular podcast. I was like, okay, Hello Love actually came from, shout out to Todd Galbert.
I
the
love
song
me
is
some
amazing.
Todd. Love me some.
Shout out to him. Like, get at your boy, man. Like, hey, come write this intro, bro.
Come have a seat. Come have a seat.
Todd.
Todd.
Come have a seat, Todd.
Come have a seat.
I'll make sure I chop this up and tag you so you get you know, the message will get to you, sir. But in this song, he says, hello, peace, hello, joy, hello, love. And I shared this once before with a guest that I had on. Oftentimes we say hello to a lot of things, not intentionally saying hello to certain things, but we'll say hello to a divorce, or we'll say hello to depression and suicidal thoughts, and hello to I'm this or I'm that, but we don't say hello to love. And I believe that God is love.
Absolutely.
You know, in this representation of what hello love means. So we're saying hello to love. We're saying hello to God. I'm saying hello to God every single time I clock in and do this podcast. I'm saying hello to love. I'm saying hello love to partnering with Jasmine here, and partnering with LaToya there, and partnering with Apostle Dwight there, because I'm trusting God to work out these relationships. Another episode I did this past season where a young lady talked about how she had said hello to love or marriage, having a husband, and this guy decided one day that he didn't want to be with her anymore. You know what I mean? I think that's the sacrifice we have to take when it comes to life in general.
Absolutely.
Because your job might not always be saying hello to you. You might lose that job, and then now you know, hey, now what do I do?
Absolutely.
So I wanted to use this podcast for opportunities to always say hello to love, regardless of what love is. Love might represent different things for different people in this time. So hello to your purpose. That might be your love. Hello to a relationship. That might be your love. Absolutely. You know, so I think that's where it started. I was very intentional. I set a date, 2/25/25. So it held me accountable as far as like, I've been in situations before, like I don't like to be embarrassed. I don't really like to play to be a fool. So I was like, if I do this, I got to do this right. Shout out to Carl, who is actually the owner of the studio here, who just by the grace of God played his role in this opportunity. Everything was set up. Everything was set for me because I was looking at all these other different places, but nothing hit me like walking into this place, and it was like, hello, love.
Hello,
like,
love.
Hello, love. So shout out to Carl, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Dope, amazing place. This dude has an amazing vision for not just podcasters, but creatives. And I want to make sure that, you know, I do my job and responsibility as a individual who is using his facility to kind of pour back into him, you know. Shout out to Carl. But that's how Hello Love started, you know. It's been an amazing journey thus far. You know, I made some connections. I've also made some disconnections. But hey,
say that.
Love.
Hello, love. And I love the way you described it because, excuse me, as you were speaking, a thought came to my mind. So you said oftentimes we say hello to all the things that's not of God, right? We say hello to sadness, to divorce, to depression, to anxiety, just to name a few. And I believe as you were speaking, when you say hello, love, especially like in this space like this, it's almost like you're coming out of agreement with everything
Amen.
that wasn't of
Exactly.
God, and now you're saying hello, love, and it's just like God, I'm coming into agreement with everything that's now of
Right,
you.
right, right.
And I almost feel like the show, the podcast is an opportunity for people to say hello to my new start, right? Hello,
Yes,
God.
yes.
Hello to everything that I now want to come forth, right? That I
Right.
now want to claim ownership of, that I now want to be my portion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So shout out to Ty Gabreth. You did your big one with that one. And I don't know if that was his idea of you
But
know
you
what I
sang it,
mean?
so you know,
But
hey.
I love that. I love that. And this is a great segue into a question that kind of popped in my mind for you. Right, we know
Uh-oh.
that I don't know how many of you may know this, but Coach Coide is a man of many hats. Okay, many roles. Um, yeah, he's been gifted. He's been gifted. And my question to you is, when did you have your hello love moment? Right?
It's a good question.
When did you realize, okay, God, I no longer want to be in agreement with the things that's not of you. I'm ready to answer the call.
Mm.
Hello, love. Hello, God. I'm here.
Um, I don't want to say there was ever a defining moment for
Okay,
me.
that's
Uh,
good.
so much as, like a lot of people have sat on this side of the chair, say it was a multitude of things that DeCoide had to say. All right, I'm God. You got to do something
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, yeah.
And I think it was just a multitude of things that made me realize, like, okay, Cody, like, I think it was Cat Williams who said he kept trying. And I think for me, that's what it was. I tried every single thing. And I shouldn't, there was an episode I did with Tiffany Wade recently. And she just talked about how everybody is talented, multi-talented people,
Absolutely.
blessings who
Absolutely.
I've had on this podcast. And I'm sure there will be a lot more. But
Absolutely.
out of everybody I interviewed, she was the one person that was literally operating in every single gift, from an author to a host to a women empowerment coach to out here doing things for the community, a comedian, multiple different personalities where she was a character in one scene and then another in herself and
Nice.
someone else.
Wow.
And the thing she said that she had a moment with God was just trying it. Like, and when God bless it, what else
That's
would we do?
it.
So it
That's
was a
it.
lot of things that I tried and realized, okay, I'm kind of good at this photography thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of good at this speaking thing. Okay, I'm kind of good at this coaching thing. And Hello Love was probably one of the most challenging things because I didn't have a partner to kind of bounce off of when it came to like sitting down having conversation. It was like, okay, Cody, what you gonna do? So I realized, and I think I shared this with you before, like this season has kind of taught me that to use my discernment a lot more in this season. So
Absolutely.
a lot of times y'all see me, and this is kind of like fun fact. I don't really have a lot of questions for the people. Okay, I just kind of wing it, so to speak. Now there are some people that I will say like, "Hey, what do you want me to ask? What do you don't want me to ask?" Because I don't want to. God also told me this was going to be a safe place, so I want to make sure that
That's
I
right. Oh
impact
yeah.
that as a safe place. So if you don't want to talk about your divorce, you ain't got to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
We gonna
Oh
touch
yeah.
on it though. We gonna touch
We're gonna
on it,
scratch the
but you ain't got
surface.
the
Yeah.
we ain't got the big. You ain't got
Yeah.
to get up in
Yeah.
now. But I also want to make it a safe place for people to come back.
That
You know,
part.
to when I blow up, so to speak. I don't want nobody to be able to say like, yeah, Cody did me wrong back in the day when he exposed the fact
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
my,
Yeah.
such and such did this. I don't want that on my thing. So I
Yeah.
want to create a safe place. And I say that to say, like, I thank God for me being able to have my discernment because there's certain times where I sat here and I had conversation with people that certain things I would talk about, I was like, oh, they don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Without them having to
Yeah.
say it, I was like, oh, they kind of backing away from that. There are other times where, you know, a full episode was recorded and they was like, hey, I don't want to expose that.
Wow.
As out of respect for the individual, I say, okay, let's pull that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Hello Love has definitely trained me and taught me how to be better at all these things, that these multiple hats.
Wow. And that's good. I love that. I love that. A multi-talented man. Ooh,
She
the
taking that from me because I
favor.
always say I love that.
The favor. No, that's good though. That's good. And I love that you mentioned how birthing this has made you tap into your discernment even more, right? So another question as you were speaking, I have lots of questions have come to my mind. So I need to make sure I pace myself. But tell me where you see, since you've gone through a full season now, right? We've concluded that we're preparing for season 2. Where do you see yourself, right? How big do you see Hello Love? How big do you see Coach Coide? Like, give us the vision, so that the people can know Coide is writing it down and truly making it plain.
Um, how big?
How big?
Real big. Now,
Ooh.
I have never been the type of person that, even if God showed me the other side of the fence and it was all green grass, I've never been the type of person like, God showed me that. I know it's coming.
Yeah.
My testimony more than anything is going to be the process
That's
of
it.
getting there. You know what I
That's
mean? I
good.
think I enjoy the process. If I say this to all people, if God has, I say this to my clients a lot, like, if God has presented you with something, receive it. He's not going to snatch it back. He's
Oh
not
yeah.
going, you know, if
Oh
God
yeah.
presented you with an amazing man of God, receive him. You know what I'm saying?
Receiving
Like,
him.
receive him. Don't allow your traumas to pull you out of it
Absolutely.
and, oh, he this or
Absolutely.
he that or she this or she that. Because a lot of times we have a way of talking ourselves out of what God has called us to, which
Absolutely.
kind of depletes how big we really can do it. You know,
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
posted a clip the other day, and I was talking about, like, the scripture that sticks out to me is exceedingly abundantly above all what we could think or ask. So
Absolutely.
for me, I think when
Absolutely.
it comes to, like, how big I can see Hello Love, the part that sticks out is above,
My
beyond
God.
what I could think or ask. You know
My
what I mean?
God.
Like, so if I end up nationally syndicated, you know, Netflix, Tubi, Hulu,
Shabbat.
whoever
Don't
you are,
play. Yeah.
so be it. You know what I mean? I
Yes.
think this
Yes.
process has
Yes.
taught me how to work with other people's scheduling. You know, some
Yes.
people can't make it, and I have to work with that. You know what I mean? So I think it's a humbling
Ooh.
experience more than anything. So to answer your question, like, how big, I just want to say as big as I say this. A lot of times we want to say, people ask that question, like, how big do you see your book coming? How far do you see you going? And I believe that it's not so much about what God can do as much as what God can trust you
That's it.
in being able to do,
That's
if
it.
that makes sense. You know
That's
what I mean?
good.
Like, a lot of times we block God from getting the millions
We.
because we didn't take that opportunity. You know, so if God present the opportunity for me to do something else with bigger, with Hello Love, Netflix, Hulu, well, whoever you are, then I'm gonna take it and run with it because I know it's from God. So to answer your question again, like, as big as God allows me to be with this.
And then even with that, I want to add maybe more than that.
Okay.
More than that.
Yeah, more than that.
What you're already thinking, double it,
Double it.
triple
Amen.
it,
Amen.
right?
More than
Because
that.
what we don't want to do is ever put God in a box. And in a way, I'm not going to say that was like a trick question, but I did want to gather, how big did you not really see yourself, but how big do you see God?
That's a good
You know what I mean?
yeah. I think that's
You
the
answered it
yeah,
well. You
yeah,
answered it well.
you know.
But as you're talking, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about how this is not easy,
Right,
right?
right.
Answering a call is not easy, especially when God places something in your heart and your mind and your spirit, and you're looking at your circumstances and what you have now, and you're like, God, how a podcast? How?
Yeah.
A book.
Yeah.
How? Right? A business. Where's the money? How? Right? So my question to you is, with your journey thus far, how has your faith played a role into getting you not only started but finished with the whole season?
I think there's a two-part answer. My
Okay.
faith is first and foremost just trusting God. I think is the biggest thing, and trusting God when you don't even understand it, when you don't see the full picture.
That's it.
Because what God has done, I talk about this all the time, just how He has placed all these people that are gonna be on the podcast, from you to come into an agreement and trust. And I always say, thank you for trusting me, because this environment again was created to be a safe place. Absolutely. When I originally came with it, God said the tagline was kind of like the safest podcast on earth. You know, like you come in and share all your drama. You know what I mean?
All the tea.
All the tea.
All the tea.
All the tea. And I'm not doing it because I want the views or the exposure, but I want to do it because I know somebody else out there is watching who can benefit from their testimony or benefit from their testimony. So I think, to answer your question, my biggest ability of faith was like just trusting God in sending me the right people to make this train keep on smoking, keep on rolling. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So from every guest that I've had, thank you for trusting me. I tell people that all the time. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting me in the process of getting to know you as a person, as a friend, as a partner into this whole new journey of just trusting God more than anything. And then my faith in God. You know, I think I've been in a season where, for me, and my faith is not always on fleek, as they say. You know what I'm saying? How y'all do it?
Fleek.
On fleek. But it is feek. Ain't got a leak part yet. But, you know, it's getting there.
Got the
It's
F.
getting there. It's a lot. It's a lot there. But my faith has just played a big role in this anyways, because I'm like, God, if you presented me with this, I know we're gonna walk it all the way out. If it fails, it's only because DeCoide did something wrong.
That part.
If that relationship fails, and I don't want you to take full ownership, because it's different, I guess, when a relationship. But if God presented it to you, like, go back and look at what got you there in the first place. I would say that. And sometimes I do have to kind of pull back and say, okay, God, what do I need to do? How do I need to revamp this? How do I need to restructure this so people do say yes? People do say, I got you, or I'm there. So my faith has played a big role, and me just trusting God in the people that He has sent me, because I think a lot of times we have to understand that trusting God is always just trusting in God.
That's it.
It's almost trusting in people and what the surrounding communities that He's put you involved in. I'll share this. I was at a church previously where I had lost all faith in the man of God. Lost all faith in church people, because y'all is y'all something else, boy. So to kind of come over into now Generation Hope Church, as cool as me and Apostle Dwight were, it took me a minute to really just fully trust him because of what I had been through. And then God was like, trust him. Yeah. Trust Jasmine. Trust such and such. Yeah. And I had to, and it was almost like God was literally just throwing y'all in my lap. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't even know her. But for God to even, and I take a value in an honor that God would just put something in my lap. You know what I mean? I think me and you talked about this before, like where God is like, consider Coide to take care of this. Yes. You know what I mean? Jasmine could have been with anybody else hosting or interviewing, but He said, consider Coide. You know what I mean? Consider Coide to, you know, go to a Generation Hope Church and consider him to give him this podcast idea. To give an opportunity for Prophet Latoya and a Pastor O'Neal. All these people that I may have come in contact with, but never had, or some of them honestly never. And I shared this with Pastor O'Neal. He was like, "I've never been on a podcast before. Never dreamed of being on a podcast." I did the episode with my Barbara. This guy was locked up, in prison, and he was like, "I would have never dreamed of being on somebody's podcast talking about my story."
My God.
So just trusting God in the people that He has sent me and put around
That
me.
part.
So I think that's answered your question. I know it was kind of long-winded, but
No. That was good. Because I want to use this as a moment to make sure that I give you your flowers, because you said that ultimately you're creating a safe space for people, and oftentimes in a lot of your episodes, I've seen you always tell people, saying you thank them, thank you for trusting me. And I think what makes it so easy, at least from my perspective of just knowing you, I'm sure others' perspective, it's not so much about trusting you, but it's really trusting the God in you, right? It is very evident when people encounter you, when they speak to you, when they get to know you, that God and His Spirit genuinely dwells in you. And I know you're not the most, people of all people's person, but I think a lot of people gravitate to you because they see that God in you.
Yeah.
And that makes people want to be vulnerable, want to trust you, want to invest in you, want to make sure that they are stewarding you properly, right? And I think that that's such an honor. That's the place you want to be. You're truly at the right hand of God, right? His hand is on your life. And it's very evident because with everything He's giving you, especially now in this season, as the person you are now, He's trusting you with it, and He's gonna bless it. And this podcast is only just one avenue He's gonna do it, but through your coaching business, right? Because His hand is on your life, because He's trusted you. So for that, I say thank you again. Thank you for answering the call. Thank you for being fully surrendered into. Not only just surrendered to God, but for fearing Him, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for being so afraid of God, and not letting Him down with every gift that He's giving you and every person He's assigned you to. You don't even think twice about doing it, right? You don't think twice about praying for that person. You don't think twice about opening that business. You don't think twice about bringing that person on your podcast because you fear the Lord. And I think that is what the world needs more of, right? That is what young men need more of. That is what older men need more of. That is what women of God need more of, right? We need more of the Coach Coides. I don't want to put the government out here, but we need more. We need more men like you. So I say thank you. I say thank you for genuinely answering the call and to just allowing God to use you. And with that being said, I have the honor of only knowing DeCoide for not too long. We originally met at our wonderful church, the Generation of Hope. Where what?
The place where hope lives.
Hope
lives here,
Hope
y'all.
lives here, okay?
Y'all, you gotta add the y'all.
Y'all, I'm not from the country.
You gotta add y'all. If you come to the K, you gotta add the y'all. I'm sorry, you got to add it.
Hope lives here, y'all.
Yeah, don't say it because you don't even sound like saying y'all.
So I've had the honor and pleasure of meeting him there. The way we kind of, I guess, fell into each other's laps.
Trusting each other, trusting the God, trusting Apostle.
Yeah, shout out to Apostle.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
I think we done shouted him out like 12 times.
I know. Shout out to him. No, so we met at church. Just kind of existed, together, and then we had the opportunity, or I should say, Coach Coide trusted me with an opportunity to not just host with him, but to host the New Year's Eve service. And y'all know, in church, the New Year's Eve service, it's a big deal, okay? And I can be a little camera shy at times. At least back then, I know I definitely wasn't as comfortable on the camera, but I also didn't know Coide. I really didn't
And
know
I didn't
him.
know her either, y'all. So
I didn't know
that's what
him.
we have in common. We didn't know each other.
We didn't know each other at all. So I think that this is such a full circle moment for us to go from no kidding being strangers to me now sitting on your podcast and getting to just highlight the amazing man of God that I seen, in that moment you had asked me to host with you. And I want you to use this opportunity to tell the people about how your life has changed since you've answered the call, since you became an ordained minister, right? Since
Oh
you
wow.
have,
Okay.
don't be shy, don't be shy. But just since you've answered the call, how has your life changed? Because your life, and again, I'm just outside looking in. God is like propelling you into spaces quickly,
Yeah.
right? Quickly. Like your life is truly been a testament to the suddenly anointing in a lot of areas. And this podcast is even one of them, right? So just tell us how has
Um,
that been?
it has been. I would say it's been a journey. It has definitely been a journey. I know I make it look easy, y'all. Right?
He sure
I
do.
make it look easy.
Tell you.
It's not. This season has been a very, I don't want to say trying, because I would say this. I've heard people say like, oh, 2024 is stressing me out, 2012 is the worst year of my life. No, absolutely not. I have not had a very extremely bad year in a long time, because I know what it's like to have a bad year.
Say it again.
So I'm grateful for the
Say it
year of
again.
2024 that I did have. If it wasn't for 2024, I wouldn't be where I am right now with Generation Hope Church. 2023 wasn't really a bad year, you know? So to kind of to answer your question, what you said again? Because
How has your life changed since you answered the call?
I think answering the call, I'm gonna take it back to my old church. Coming to that church prior, I was just doing photography as a photographer. That was my whole spiel as a photographer. Kind of every situation I've kind of been in my entire life, I've always kind of been pushed into it unintentionally. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm left out here like, and God's like, swim, boy, swim. Oh, okay, I got you.
I'm with you. Swim.
But I don't know how. But it's always happened like that. I kind of got thrust into the media aspect of church. And those of you who work with media, oh my, it is like that should be the top tier ministry, because we have to deal with all of y'all.
A lot, yeah.
We don't have to just deal with pastor and first lady.
Yeah.
We got to deal with the dance team, sound people.
Oh, yeah.
We got to deal with the kids. We got to deal with all y'all, and all y'all ain't worth dealing with.
Not the easiest to work with. We'll say that.
I'm gonna be transparent. Y'all is hard to work with. No, all jokes aside, y'all gotta really know me. That I'm kidding, not. But coming into that environment in that church, I think I had already entered into this space where I thank God for my godparents, my spiritual parents, who have trained me to be the man I am now, from my faith to my walk in my purpose, to hearing God's voice, to walking into the things of the prophetic and just fully understanding deliverance all day long. All this stuff has also played a role in this. So when I came into this church and I saw like, God ain't here.
Ooh.
So why am I? And I was sitting there and God told me to join the church at the time. And I was like, oh, you got to be playing with me. I won't be nowhere where you ain't at.
Listen.
Okay? But I started to build a relationship with these people. And I kind of started to realize like, oh, baby, it's okay. You don't know God. You haven't really experienced and had an encounter with God. So I understand. And in that, God had a moment where the pastor was talking about alignment. That was a topic. He was talking about alignment. And the way he used alignment was alignment can't be really alignment unless all the words are put into, all the letters play the same, get in alignment.
Okay.
It's not spelled alignment if the G is over here and the A is over here.
Yeah.
So, and I immediately heard God say, get an alignment. And I was like, okay, I know you ain't talking about right here, you know. Long story short, I made the decision to join the church, or God made the decision for me to join the church. I still did not understand why God had me here. And not in an arrogant, prideful way, but I knew I was so much more elevated in the things of God than they were. And a lot of them were, at the time I was not an ordained minister. A lot of them were ordained ministers and pastors. And I'm like, how you don't see this? Or how are you not even comfortable with this mess? You know what I'm saying? So being in that, I kind of had a moment where I was like, I kind of had a breakdown moment where I was at the church every day, Monday through Sunday, doing the work of the Lord, tired, you know, and then on top of that, you had the disrespect from the leadership that was, you know, belittling you every time they got an opportunity to do that. And I was like, okay, God, like, I'm being obedient to you because I know you said for me to be here. And this is kind of like a nugget for the people watching. I heard God say, you can't say yes to me and then pick and choose where you want to be planted.
Say it again.
And who you want to serve and who you don't want to serve.
That's so good.
And it was almost a check moment because I was like, oh, okay. You know, because again, God is not a forceful God. God does not going to make me record the podcast.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's not going to make me stay at Generation Hope Church. It's a choice.
Choice.
You know, when you get frustrated, you know what I mean? Like, you got by all means, if God called you somewhere else, bye-bye.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, ain't nobody gonna be crying. Ain't nobody gonna be heartbroken. If they are, it'll be for a moment. You know what I mean? But life goes on, you know? So I had that moment with God, and again, fast forward, you know, God kind of shifted me out of that environment. And I had a moment where I had to make a decision of, I don't even want to say I had to make a decision. I think it was a moment where I said, you know, God, you got to get me up out of this. And when God finally did, I saw the moment where other people started to kind of flow behind me. And I don't want to give no credit to, I guess, psychics or anything like that. I had a friend of mine who introduced me to this girl, and I always test the spirit by the spirit. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I give her a little 15-15. I don't know why y'all do that number thing with psychics, like 15-15, 999, or 11111 numbers thing. But I gave her a try. She came in and I literally heard God speaking through her. Versus, you know, we always saying like, oh, don't go to the psychic. But I heard God speaking through her, and God was like, this is a word for you.
My God. And
I believe in that time, she was the only person God could have used for me to get that word, because a lot of the church folks that I was around, I don't want to hear, like, I wouldn't gonna be in agreement with y'all. Y'all can't even understand the fact that this your divorce is on, your marriage is on the line, and you can't see that, but you gonna prophesy to me? Absolutely not. So when she gave me that word, she said that I was bearing a cross on my back. And people are going to start following me to this new environment and everything. I was like, okay, God, are you saying I need to go start my own church? Or, you know, like, fast forward, I end up at Generation Hope Church, where all of these people started to flourish to following me over. And I was like, okay, God, I see what you're doing here. I get it. And what ended up happening for me was how my life changed. It almost put me in a position where I start to see, I always say this, like, people always say, and I've been called influencer and all this stuff, and I hate that word. You know what I mean? I hate the word influencer because when you consider somebody an influencer, that gives a person an opportunity to drop you when you stop influencing.
Manipulate.
You know, manipulate you. When I no longer am doing the podcast, y'all ain't gonna know nothing about doing DeCoide. But what I was keen on was like building relationships with people. So when the podcast is said and done, I still have a Jasmine in my life. When a podcast is said and done, I still have a Fox 49 who always likes all my posts, still supporting DeCoide wherever he goes. So I was all about the relationship. And to answer your question, I think my relationships is what got me into this, what kept me those things kept changing. I got to a point where it was a revolving door of relationships that I came to the understanding like they're seasonal. You know what I mean? Like if you're here for a season, I'm gonna love you in this season.
That's it.
But when it's time for me to go or you to go,
That's
hey, we might can do dinner. You know what I'm saying? At the time I was drinking a little bit, so I'll go have a couple of drinks and then you out the door.
Yeah.
But it changed because of my relationships. And in my relationships, I had to trust God. Coming to Generation Hope Church, trust an apostle, and him thrusting me into the title of a minister. I had never went to the classes. I had never fully understood even what that minister title looked like. I didn't have no dress clothes to do it with. I was out here looking naked and afraid. You understand what I'm saying? And so, again, like I said, to answer your question, like I think it changed so much because of the relationships that I have, if that makes sense. And still to this day, I don't fully understand how it has changed. I look back and I'm like, oh wow, I've come a long way.
Oh yeah,
I've come a long way in just a year. To be honest with you, I got the word about this podcast last February, and here I am, 14, 15 episodes in. So it's changed for the good. I would say that, change for the good. I'm just riding the wave.
And I love that. I like that you said relationships, right? So not so much being having influence, but more so just building relationships. I think a lot of people kind of miss the mark with that. And as you were speaking, I heard God say, and that is why I can trust you, because you realize that it's bigger than you, right? Like, and he's going to continue to bless you because that is what's rooted in you, is knowing that I'm here for the people.
Right.
I'm here to build these relationships. I'm here to help change people's lives. You know what I mean? For the better, of course. Yeah, you sound like you're definitely a movement. You sound like you are a movement by yourself, which is going to allow me to roll into the next question. So, okay. Now listen, Minister, Brother Prophet, Coach Coide. You are a movement by yourself, and it's proven. And we thank you for that, again, because it's not easy operating in the will of God just by yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Most people would prefer to have, like you said earlier, a person to bounce those ideas off of, right? A person who can help kind of make the vision even more plain, right? So let's kind of, we don't gotta get. I see you adjusting your body language a little bit.
Right, I don't know what's about to happen, y'all.
we don't have to get super deep, right? We can save that for another time. But I do want to know, and I think the people would love to know, a man who fears God with this many gifts, walking in his calling, running into his calling confidently, wanting to be depleted by God. Are you single? And again,
and we will find out on season 2 of the Hello Love podcast.
No, but look, okay. So in my defense, I asked that question again. I'm not trying to pry, but I think the thing is, because we don't see a man of your stature, often, right? And again, I know Prophetess Latoya, I mentioned, she's looking for a Boaz. Like, women are looking for their Boaz, right? And again, I don't want to make your head any bigger than what it already is. But you truly are a man after God's own heart. You are that Ephesians 5 man. You are what women like myself and Prophetess Latoya, right? And the Destinies, like, you are what we not only want, but what we deserve, right? What we truly desire, what I feel God's best would be for his daughters, right? So yeah, like the world wants to know. Do you have that woman of God, that Proverbs 31 woman kind of in the background? And are you looking, right? And maybe even to add, uh, if you are single, what is some good advice that you would give to the men of God who are wanting to walk in their purpose, wanting to um, just learn how to use and operate their gifts as a single man of God without that, that force of a partner kind of pushing. I know that's a little loaded.
I'm gonna cross my legs back this way because that
Oh,
conversation
my
just
foot
made me
went up a little bit.
Oh, now I'm over here too, boy. I'm about to kick these shoes off. To answer your question, I'll start with just encouraging those single men, so y'all can continue to watch the full episode to see if I'm really single or not. So, to the single men, I always say I think the best thing you can do as a single man of God is, as cliche as it sounds, trust God in all the things that you do, from dating her to taking her out to eat to pursuing her, courting her, however you do it. I'm more of a court type dude. You know what I mean? Because pursuing to me is becomes so worldly in a sense. By any means necessary. And I'm gonna tell you something, brother. It's like I'm not no by any means necessary. Like,
say that.
Once God says cut it out,
say that.
DeCoide's gonna cut it out.
Say that. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I ain't making money like that yet. And if I had money like that, I ain't spending on nobody who ain't trying to be caught. You feel me?
Say that.
What you mean?
Nah,
You think this here, bro? Got me getting uncomfortable over here with my jacket and everything. But I would just encourage those brothers out there to be patient, wait on God.
Absolutely.
More than anything, because He will. I promise you, I guarantee you, He will blow your mind. He will definitely blow your mind when it comes to a partner, a purpose mate, a soulmate. Again, we got so many titles for it now. You're Ruth. And to the women, you're Boaz. I always say, it's great to have those people, biblical standards, so to speak, or examples of a Boaz and a Ruth. But I'm not Boaz. I'm DeCoide.
Period.
You know what I mean? I can't be Boaz, and I can't expect you to be Ruth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might have some tendencies like them, but at the end of the day, that was Bible days, and this is 2025.
Really don't.
A lot has changed.
A lot.
A lot has changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if Boaz was here right now, what would Boaz say?
Yeah.
Ruth, get off my page.
Yeah.
Ruth. Why you liking everything? But I would just encourage those brothers to continue to stay. I guess I'm gonna unpack this here. Stay on your face.
Ooh.
If you are really seeking
That's
God
good.
to answer
That's good.
who they are, who she is, who she ain't, who he is, and vice versa. Like, stay on your face. All of y'all know I did this 30-day prayer for my future spouse thing, and he ain't said nothing. Okay.
Yet.
Yet. Let me just like yet. I thought I had one, and then I was doing too much. Really, I'm like, come on.
Then the line just broke.
No, I think I just cut the line. I was like, you know what, bro? I ain't fighting with this fish no more, man. Like, it obviously don't want to be caught, so I'm gonna let it go. But I think I just had to cut the line, and had to cast my net somewhere else, So I want to use that to encourage those brothers out there who sometimes you might have to cast on the other side. The fish might be biting over there a little bit tight, biting a little bit more over there.
Really.
So I would say that, but also kind of keep your eyes set on Christ,
That's
on
it.
God. And if you do that, I think you won't be single long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to answer your question,
He's trying to avoid the question, y'all. I'm trying to get the tea for y'all ladies out there. I'm trying to get the tea. Y'all, he's a little nervous. Just take your time.
I am.
You know how to,
I am. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am. Let me say this. Let me say this. I am currently courting someone. Let me put it like that. Currently courting someone. Nice. And by the time this episode airs, you know, your boy might be.
Stay tuned. I mean, y'all gonna have to stay tuned. Okay,
gotta
season
stay tuned.
2.
I probably won't bring her on here for y'all to see her. But who knows? You may have already seen her. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple episodes. You feel me?
I'm just saying.
I don't know, bro. I might have already been sitting on the chair with her. They know. Hey, you know. Hey.
God working mysterious ways.
Ways. But you know, it's all God. It ain't Cody. Cody ain't got nothing to do with Cody. Just being obedient. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. So yeah, I just answered your question. Anything else, Miss Jasmine Cory?
Miss Jasmine Cory. No. So I asked that question again, like I said earlier. I know that you are a relationship coach, and you know, I was just curious to know whether or not your journey or your path has been different with you. You know, walking in the things of God. Any extra pressure that you might feel. Any lessons that you have learned that you know another man of God watching this could really benefit from. Because like you said, like it's different now, right? Like it's we are not in Bible days anymore, right? So you know there are principles that we can hold on to, but the way in which we do certain things, sometimes we might have to kind of reinvent the wheel a little bit, right? And go after things from a different perspective. So thank you for sharing that. I wasn't trying to get all up in your business, but you know, I just, you know, the women watching this, they're going, hey, and then they're gonna ask if you are taken. They're gonna ask if you got a brother. You know what I mean? If you got a cousin. So, thank you for sharing that. So I don't wanna beat on this drum too long, but I would like to use this opportunity to for you to kind of tell us about Coach Coide. Coach Coide.
Coach Coide.
How did Coach Coide? Because you know they know you as Coach Coide, and for some people this may be their first time having an encounter with you. So who is Coach Coide? How do we get to Coach Coide?
You can get at me by following me at I am Brewer. That was the O one. The I am Coach Coide. That's how you can get at me. Who is Coach Coide? Follow me and you'll find out a lot about me. I'm a relationship coach. I'm a photographer.
Nice.
I'm a podcast host.
Nice.
I am a minister. I am a lot of things. Like you said, I wear a man of many hats.
Yeah.
I am what I'm finding out now is I am a ministry consultant, and what that is to those of y'all who don't fully understand. You know, I just kind of come in and figure out your ministry and help you kind of tweak those little things here and there to make sure that it becomes a full-time ministry. Because a lot of the folks out here saying they're doing ministry, not doing ministry at all. You know, ministry is what is impactful to the people, Absolutely. God's people, more than anything, and not so much as your church, right?
That part.
I love that. I'm a lot of things. I think me as a person, I am. Some of y'all might consider me a comedian. I don't. I just think I just enjoy life. You know what I mean? I think I just have grown to just enjoy life, and like our apostle says all the time, like you gotta learn how to laugh a little bit. Church folk need to laugh a little bit more.
I agree.
And y'all really do, man. Because some of y'all walk around stuck up and looking
like God didn't wake you up this morning.
Yeah, like he didn't wake you up. You know what I'm saying? And then you wonder why you ain't got no man.
Yeah.
Because you're bitter.
Yeah.
Bitter. Nothing like a bitter woman of God. I was talking.
Oh Lord. Okay, so yes, I asked because I like to approach every conversation with the person, as you know, for people watching outside, looking in, as if they've never encountered you before. So in the instance, someone was like, "Well, why do they call him Coach?" I wanted you to use that opportunity to tell the people, like, who is Coach, right? Because we know that you're a host, we know that you're a man of God, we know that, you know, you.
I'm a relationship coach, by the way. So I don't need nobody hitting me up saying, "Can you coach my football team?" I had somebody ask me at church, actually. Like, when you gonna kill me, Coach back? Nigga, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what?
A
Talking about
relationship
coaching his
coach.
basketball, helping coach his
Yes,
basketball. Like,
yes.
where did you?
But that's why we use these moments
So
to
I am a
clarify.
certified life and relationship coach.
Yes.
In any type of relationship, this relationship with you're trying to rebuild a relationship with your mom, your dad, your cousins, your friends, your partner. I kind of stay away from the marriage thing because I ain't married and I don't know nobody saying you called my marriage to go up in rocks because ain't my responsibility.
Listen.
I'm just here to coach out to another level.
That's
You know what I
it.
mean? If you want to get a divorce, do that on your own time.
That part.
But don't get my name tied up in it. Promise you that much. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Definitely make
Thank
sure that because I don't want that to happen again.
No, yeah, relationship coach. Ladies, gentlemen, relationship coach.
Yes.
Okay, and not just intimate relationships, just what are relationships you...
Platonic relationships,
Yes,
just
yes.
relationships in general.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not basketball.
Not soccer.
Yeah,
not football. Okay.
No.
So, sir, I am going to, as we prepare, I should say, to go ahead and conclude this wonderful episode, the final episode of season 1. I want to use this opportunity to do 2 things, right? I want to yet again give you your flowers, and then I also want you to give the people watching some encouraging words when it comes to stepping out on faith, right? Because we're here because we decided to step, right? We're here because you decided to pick up the phone, right, and answer the call. We're here because you decided to finally come into agreement, right, to say hello, love, to all the things that God has called you for, and that He's promised you. So I guess I'll save the flower giving for the end. But I want you to tell the people, deep down from your heart, give them some encouraging words to those men and women who want to step out on faith, but they don't know how, right? Or they want to go after that endeavor, but fear has them in bondage. Or God has given somebody a word, and they're looking around like, but God, I don't have things to maybe get started or to go and do that thing you've placed in my heart. What is some advice that you would give to the person watching that who wants to just step out on faith and just answer the call?
I think you said it and didn't know you said it. At least I interpret it as that. You said, but God. I think a lot of times the stuff that I've done, I was always like, but God, I don't have this. But the result was always, but God.
But
Like,
God.
who do you serve?
Oh, Lord.
You know what I mean? Like, who do you serve? I took a whole year looking for a place for this podcast, and then it was literally in my DMs, right there. So the encouragement I would give them is, figure out the thing behind your but God. What is it that is keeping you from doing it? And take that thing to God. If you don't have the money, take it to God.
That's it.
And watch Him, like I said earlier, blow your mind.
Absolutely.
If you don't have the studio, take it to God.
Absolutely.
If you don't have the relationship, the spouse you want, take them to God.
That's
and let God work that thing out. I think a lot of times we kind of do ourselves a disservice by knowing that we're men and women of God or we're serving God and not realizing that you serve a mighty God.
That part.
A mighty
That
God.
part.
I lost my wallet. And I could have easily been like, oh my God, like I need to go home. I don't want to come back out no more. I don't want to get, I don't have this. But it was a but God moment for you. I was like, but God.
But God, yeah.
I still serve a mighty God. I'm going to keep trusting God in this.
It.
Something as simple as a wallet going missing.
Oh, yeah.
It's still a but God moment.
Yeah.
Could have panicked, but I ain't got no money.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing. I'm lose this. I got to replace this. But it was a but God moment for me to say, you know what, God, I've been serving you this long. You have given me a podcast. I know you ain't going to do nothing but replace that. And the money that get lost in that's going to come back double for my trouble. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So I say the encouragement is to figure out your but God. And for all of us, there's a but God for all of us. You know what I mean? in this process of dating and pursuing somebody, those of y'all who know me, Apostle Dwight Buckner's been on my John Hindpots about,
Shout out to Apostle again.
Yeah, shout out to Apostle again, love that guy. Love you, Dad. But shout out to Apostle. I told Jasmine I was gonna do that one day. Call you Dad, love
Today's
you,
the
Dad.
day. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna love that.
But to just kind of segue into that, like just saying, but God, I think, just trusting God, figuring out my but God was not knowing certain things and then still saying, but I trust the mighty God. So I'm going to walk this thing out. I'm going to do this podcast.
That's it.
When I don't have the funds to keep paying somebody to edit and keep paying somebody to rent out a space, but God.
But God.
And God showed up every single time.
My God.
You know what I mean? And not just in the podcast, but in life, on my job. I was ready to leave. And a but God moment for me was when I got offered a position. I was like, stay here again. But then I started to realize the relationships.
That's it.
Versus the influence that I had on these people.
That's it.
That where if I'm off work, I've been off work for my birthday, and I still got people. Cody, when you coming back? You okay, Cody? We're just checking on you. Like I'm just on vacation on my birthday.
Yeah.
But that shows me just the relationship that you have with people, and sometimes you don't even fully understand the role and the relationship, how much your relationship matters to people until you are. You may never fully understand it. You know what I mean? I may be gone 10 years from now, and then that person is always saying, like, I remember when Cody used to always come in here and speak to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I know they kind of went off a tangent, but again, you just got to focus on those but God moments.
But God moments.
And that but God moment for me at my job was just realizing that how my relationships impacted other people and how my presence impacted other people. Just figure out your but God and just let him do the rest of the work.
And I love, so something you said, I kind of want to add a little insert. So you said, I had to think about, like what God, what God I'm serving, right? Like, and I think in the midst of getting to this point, right, you have a really successful podcast, you have a successful coaching business, ministry consulting business. These are all things that God has called you to do, right? These are all things that he's again, not being a forceful God, but he's asked you to do, right? He's giving you the green light to go and do. And exactly. And something you said made me think about when we don't answer the call, right? What God are we serving? Because either way, we're serving someone, right? In our disobedience, in our making excuses, in our complaining, we're still serving a God. So just being mindful of the people watching this, when God has placed something in your heart, when he's told you to do something, when he's giving you the green light, and it might not look, you might feel you don't have what you need in order to get started. Still think about the fact that when you don't do it, or when you say no and you don't answer that call, you're still serving a God, but now it's not the God Almighty, right? So just kind of keep that in mind in the midst of, just kind of wanting to step and not knowing how, or to step and not knowing where. Think about every time you don't step, you're now giving power to a God that's not the God of the God of that's God Almighty, right? That's not our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Like, you're now giving power to another God. I'm not even going to mention it. I ain't going to give him that much power on this podcast or highlight him. But just think about every time you say no, every time you're afraid, every time the longer you sit in disobedience, right, in fear, in bondage, you are in fact giving power to the enemy, right? And again, the way Cody got to where he is with the successful podcast, the businesses, is because he decided that he wanted to make sure that he not only answered the call, but like he highlighted the God that he served, right? He said, God, I'm going to give you this power. Like, I'm power to you, glory to you, right? I don't know, but God, I'm trusting you, right? So just kind of keep that in mind for those people who are wanting to, but don't know how, wanting to, and they're not sure how. Either way, you're making a choice, and you're given a God power. Just ask yourself, which God am I giving power to? So, with that,
Come on, Coach.
with that being said, Coach, Minister, Brother Prophet, Coide, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to just sit across from you. Thank you for answering the call. Thank you for the stage and a platform that you have given several people, and you will continue to give hundreds of people and thousands of people. Thank you for trusting God enough to step out on faith and do it scared, and do it when you don't have, and do it when you aren't sure. God is truly pleased, and I know that the angels in heaven are truly rejoicing just with everything you've managed to just go after and build and create. God is very pleased, and I pray that God continues to anoint you. He continues to cover you. He continues to protect you, and you truly get to see that exceedingly abundantly more than you can ever ask or imagine life that you really deserve. And I pray that you just continue to keep your eyes on God. Continue to just keep trusting Him, even when you don't know how. Continue to just keep stepping out on faith. And know that when you continue to give Him the yes, like He will genuinely do the rest. And this podcast is a testament to it. So thank you.
Thank you for that.
You're so welcome.
That. Thank you for trusting me to even the 2 times when I asked you to host this church. Continue to just trust me as a friend, as a man of God. You know, this woman of God pours into me, y'all, in the short period of time that she's been here. Just pours into me. Cup is overflowing.
It's the favor. You know,
Yeah,
we call it favor.
Here she go with the favor thing. But yeah, it's an amazing thing to be for God to connect us.
Yeah.
I know we didn't know why, didn't know how. It was literally very sporadic.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't think about no Jasmine. Jasmine wouldn't think about me.
I promise you. I promise you.
All right, not too much now.
But
Not too much, bro.
no, but we're here, right?
But we're here, and
here
that's
is
what
beautiful.
matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we, this just shows that we trusted God.
Yeah.
Or trusted the God in each other. So thank you. I just pray that everything, that God just busts you in your head with favor and blessings. Woo! And so much more is coming for Jasmine. I always tell you, I think you asked me this, and I'm going to put this out on tape. You asked me, why did I push you so much? And I push you because of the God in you. You know, I see the God in you. I see the success. I see the favor. I see the love that you have of so many other people. You know what I mean? You have partnered to kind of help our big sister, auntie, cousin, prophetess, auntie mama, Latoya, and we have just been, God has just been showing out with favor for her and for us to just be able to continue to do this. So thank you. I know you didn't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. This amazing woman of God has a book that she's going to be coming out called The Language of Womanhood. Such a powerful, powerful book, y'all. You guys got to make sure you stay connected with her. Follow her on all her social media platforms. And stay connected. So, Jasmine, I'm going to take my role as a host back here, and I'm going to say, Jasmine, let us know how we can connect with you, how the people connect with you, stay connected, and purchase this amazing book.
All right. Well, so again, for those of you who may have missed the intro, I'm Jasmine Cory. I'm an author, community creator. I love all things women. I love helping women just kind of own their stories and just become the women that God has called them to be, and that's what I discuss in the journal. So you can prepare to pre-order the journal in November. It's a guided journal for women, right? I titled it "The Language of Womanhood," simply because as a girl's girl, I understand and I've learned in my experience that it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter race, creed, or nationality. Most, if not all women, we speak the same language, right? And the language is womanhood. It's our shared experiences that only women can understand and can relate to, right? And can empathize with. Despite the different walks of life, it's one of those things where I've realized we're all in the same world, right? We're all on the same block, maybe in just different positions, right? There's some people who have lived certain lives that are very common to women. There are other women who haven't gotten there yet, but we know they will, right? So the book is an opportunity to just take a trip down memory lane as far as like what it's looked like to be a woman, who the world says we're supposed to be, how we wrestle with thoughts of who we want to be, but it's like, but the world says, or even just owning who we want to be, but again, but the world says. It's I don't want to give away too much because I know you all will see me in that seat soon, and then I'll kind of deep dive into it. But you can find me on TikTok, Jasmine Cory. You can find me on Instagram, Jasmine Cory. And we are still working on the website where the book can be pre-ordered. But the link will be in my bio and all socials. And then I know you'll also be able to pre-order and find the book on Amazon.
That is concluded another episode of the Hello Love Podcast. Thank you again to Miss Jasmine Cory for interviewing me and asking me those very thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
Y'all keep it locked. I got so much more in store for you guys. I can't wait to put her in the hot seat the next time I ask her the same very question that she asked me. But y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe.
Share this video.
Share the video out.
Share it.
A lot of y'all want to know if I'm single, or you find out if you watch the whole video. Like it. Thank you so much, Jasmine.
You're so welcome.